Hello and welcome to Moviefone. Moviefone TV is your ticket to all that's new at the movies. Here's what's hot on screen. After a stepmother moves her family to her childhood home, she rediscovers a make-believe playmate that is more real than she remembers in the horror thriller Imaginary from producer Jason Blum.
How does it feel being back?
Good. I had such good memories here. Maybe my happy place can be our happy place?
Who left you all alone down here? I do have a lot of stuffed animals, but I have this one specific stuffed animal. It's actually not really a stuffed animal. It's a cat purse. It's my favorite stuffed animal. I got it from my grandma.
Start painting slowly. Yep, going up to the corner.
How much I love this, I knew my character. That's how much I love Chauncey.
When I was a kid, I had a Teddy Ruxpin, very 90s.
I was the kid that had like just a million stuffed animals surrounded around me when I would sleep and like in my bed, and I still have them all.
I'm playing a new game with Chauncey.
The scavenger hunt list, that's fun.
Chauncey says you're not allowed to play with us.
Oh.
Because you left him. I need something happy.
I'm slightly embarrassed to admit that I still collect action figures and comic books as a full-grown, middle-aged man.
Yeah, you know, I was an only child growing up, so I had a lot of my life was spent in a pretend imaginary world. So I definitely have connections to one's vibrant imagination.
Ugh, I thought bugs freaked you out.
If I can finish my list, Chauncey will take me on a trip to the place he's from.
We'd been spending time with Purge and Halloween, and I wanted to make a more supernatural movie and a movie that was fun. And Jeff came up with this idea, and I was very, very happy about it.
Something that hurts.
I prefer practical effects because the audience can sense that there's a reality there. There's a thing that's obeying the laws of physics. It's interacting with light in a very real way. Second reason is it gives the actors something to play off of.
As you can imagine, as an actor, it's so much easier to do your job when you have the playground. It's just like, it's extraordinarily, easier, more fun, and just really drops you into the world of the story when everything's tactile.
You've been spending time with a new friend? He asked you to do something that hurt you.
That was part of the game. Chauncey, there were 4 different Chaunceys, and there was a floppy version, which was like a regular stuffed bear. There was a posable version, and there's a puppet.
Yeah, I think it was definitely helpful to have something with you
Yeah.
and have something to look at and have something rather than just having a green screen or a tennis ball or something. It was definitely helpful to elevate our performances, I feel like.
Does that seem like a game a good friend would want to play?
Maybe we shouldn't play together anymore, Chauncey. Maybe we shouldn't be friends. No.
Just even the notion of growing up and playing make-believe, like making up these stories, building these worlds with my friends.
She'll drop down. You're then going to have to get in the door, right?
It's something that some of us grow out of us. Obviously, some of us make an entire career out of it. But it's so universal.
You were always playing with your imaginary friend. When the connection was severed, the entity becomes enraged.
There's a lot going on in this movie that is relatable. It's not just a horror movie with fantastic creatures and things like that. There's a lot of real human drama, and I think the characters feel very authentic, and the portrayals of those characters feel very grounded. So I think people will be able to connect to the story that's happening on the screen.
He says he's right behind you.
But it was just my imagination.
Moviefone Spotlight. With a little help from a washed-up country music legend, a singer-songwriter rekindles his dream of making it in Nashville in the family drama The Neon Highway, featuring Beau Bridges.
Get us going.
2, 3, 4.
Is my song any good? Sure. I just made it better. I'm gonna take it to Nashville.
I recognized it was a beautifully written script. That's what I really saw initially.
And that's the first thing I look for, really. And Bill Wages and Phil Blurry wrote a wonderful script. And I liked the values that addressed with music at its heart. I figured it couldn't miss, because music is really the international language, you know, to hear those dulcet tunes. And no, I thought, yeah, this could be a good story to tell.
I know it's crazy. This is a shot.
To just go to Nashville with some old has-been that everybody thinks is dead is ridiculous.
I will never, ever get another chance like this.
It's a great song, and it's written by one of the greatest, Dallas Davidson, single-handedly. It's 100%er by Dallas. He was able to write a song that kind of distills the entire story of the film down to 3 minutes, and you get to perform it, and Bo does a heck of a job with it.
Are you Claude Allen? My grandmother loves you.
I gotta take a piss.
Oh boy.
In this young man that comes into his house to fix his phone, and then picks up I give him a guitar for him to play because I know he likes music. I learned that from him right away. And I like his song, and I recognize in him that there's talent there, and it excites me like I haven't been excited in many, many years. And I think that's what happens. That's what turns him on. And then through this young man, he also sees, well, maybe I can get a resurgence to my music career. And, you know, that may not be the way it turns out, but he still enjoys his relationship with this guy. And, you know, we're from two different generations. I think in many ways, my character, Claude, sees Rob's character as a son. It takes a while for that to get there, but I think in the end, that's really what the relationship is.
What, you piss off everyone in this town?
Yeah, more than once.
You got him going again. You show him how it's done.
Up next on Moviefone TV, Garrett Dillahunt and Nicola Peltz-Beckham. To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviefone.com. Find it, watch it.
For me, a lot of the relationships in the film, the human connection, I drew from my life.
Find it, watch it. A quiet family man finds himself pulled back into a life of crime by an Appalachian kingpin in the rural action thriller Red Right Hand, featuring Garrett Dillahunt.
Bottom right corner. Slow it all down, Savannah. See it. Say the word. You know what to do.
I'd heard of the Nelms brothers. I'd seen a few of their movies, and I've had some friends work with them. John Hawkes, who I knew from Deadwood, worked with them, and Walton Goggins did, and they both had really nice things to say about both of them.
I read it and I responded to it. I met with the directors. I believed in them, and I said they have a very specific vision for this, and not a lot of movies get made these days.
God.
For God.
Family.
Family. Survival.
You know, when Jonathan's script landed on our desk, we absolutely loved the writing. We loved the characters. The dialogue was absolute magic. And that got us interested, right? We were like, oh, wow, this is a great story with great characters.
We grew up on a 10-acre horse ranch in kind of the middle of nowhere. And this vibe, we didn't grow up in Kentucky, but the vibe of this farm and this family and their plight and their cause, like, really spoke to us.
They're under the impression that you're in Big Cat's debt that you owe. I took a loan on my place.
How much trouble are we in?
We liked her. We loved Andy. You know, Groundhog's Day were like one of our favorite films of all time. But we were like, well, she just hasn't ever done anything like this. We're going to be spinning our wheels making a submission for her to say no.
It was a nice departure for her, I think. She was nervous about it a little bit. I didn't get to work with her as much as I hoped, but there was obviously that one section where we all meet.
We liked the idea of her in the role, but we didn't think that would be anything she'd be interested in. And luckily, her agent passed it to her to read, and she loved it. And she reached out to us and said, "Hey, I really want to do something." This was kind of blew us away and got us really excited.
I thought I'd give you a chance to work off the debt.
I think I was just really impressed by his level of commitment. He spent 2 or 3 months getting the dialect down with a dialogue coach.
You know, I'd never met him before, but I found him to be really kind and really welcoming. And we talked a lot about the accent. You know, he's British, and so he's playing a Kentucky guy.
3 jobs to pay off a debt. 3 jobs and I'm done.
He would call us up every couple of weeks and say, how does this sound? How does that sound? And he'd read lines out of the script with us. And man, he really put the work in, and I think it showed.
He doesn't sound like that in real life, and I know he worked super hard on it, and I was just proud of him. I think he did a great job.
He's just the best kind of star to work with because he wants you to be good. He wants the whole thing to be good, and he surrounds himself with good people to make that happen.
For God. For family. For survival.
Indie Corner. One tragic night forever alters a 19-year-old's desperate dream for a better life as Nicola Peltz Beckham writes, directs, and stars in the emotional drama Lola.
I'm the person I am today because of the people that helped me and the people that hurt me.
For me, a lot of the relationships in the film, the human connection, I drew from my life. And then a lot of it was created. Like, obviously, I did not grow up like Lola grew up.
It was a page turner. And, you know, typically I'll read scripts, I'll look at scripts, walk away, you know, do other It was just interesting to me off the bat.
And this was a really solid piece of work that I felt very confident joining them.
It was a great script, like Virginia was just talking about. Just the audition lines were just so fun. And I was really excited to play this kid.
You look so beautiful.
Every character that you play is just like a whole different world. And I had never played a person like this.
I never wanted him to feel like he was in a scene with his director. I always wanted him to feel like, just look at me as a big sister.
It's disgusting. Mom! You won't take it off of you. Sinner! She says I make God mad when I do this stuff.
There are two characters that are very close to my heart in real life. Arlo, played beautifully by Luke, is based off my godson, Xander, and Babina is based off my best friend in real life, Ange. We've been best friends since I was 14.
Yes, I met her, not before we filmed. I met her, well, virtually. She spoke highly of her, like very highly of her. She actually referred to her as her angel.
You've been on the road to sin. Don't mess up your brother. I'm not the one who's gonna do that.
When you're portraying pain, fear, we all have those kind of experiences. And that's why you need a really, a set where you can do that, you can experiment. Everybody felt like we could do that.
I'm gonna get us out of here. I promise.
Can we talk?
No, I'm not in the mood to fight.
I don't want to fight with you.
I knew I had to do it. I knew I didn't have a choice. I knew it was something that I was supposed to do.
It taught me something different. It showed me a little bit about myself, and it showed me I gotta stop doubting myself so much.
I'm gonna spend my entire life making sure my baby knows what it feels like to be loved.
I just love acting so much because I feel like it gives me a chance to be able to live other lives and look at the world through other points of view.
Coming up on Moviefone TV, Ian McShane and Cheryl Hines.
I was a sort of a super nerd. I was in chorus and theater, so that's a 1-2 punch.
In case you missed it, a shipwrecked boat turns the world of an aging assassin upside down in the gripping thriller American Star, starring Ian McShane.
Taegen will be here in a couple of days. Get your holiday time in now.
He's an army man. He's a paratrooper. He's been in it all his life.
and he goes by the rules. And he's a guy that just obeys his own rule. You know, he's get in, get out, and that's it. But he gets in. The intelligence is not good. He should get out, but something about the place attracts him, draws him in, and he meets first. He's forced to meet people.
Perfecto for the beach. I'm Gloria.
Wilson.
What do you do?
Security.
So the first thing, probably, it was the character. It was Wilson, and to tell the story of his journey to this island when he finds these people, and then he has the opportunity to think about his life and what he did.
It's the story of a man who's coming to, you know, thinks, yeah, he made bad choices in life, but he tries to make the right one, but he doesn't.
The ship, the American Star.
It's on the other side of the island. Do you always go on holiday alone?
When we discovered the shipwreck, when we discovered the American Star, and that was given the title of the film, and it was the perfect mirror, let's say, for Wilson. I started investigating about the ship with the writer, and I don't know, it was the whole evolution of how we wrote the script.
They say there are three sorts of people in Fuerteventura. Those who live here, tourists, and those who are running from something.
I don't live here.
And you don't look like a tourist.
He says it's his last two. It could be. I think he's getting tired. I think he makes his big mistake when he says, you know, no, I'm not going. I'm staying. Something draws him in, and from that moment on, he knows it's not going to go well.
I'll finish this job.
Moviefone recommends. A state science fair project transforms the social standing of an isolated 12-year-old genius in the family comedy Popular Theory, featuring Cheryl Hines.
Welcome to high school, where survival of the fittest is acted out on a daily basis. In other words, popularity is all that matters.
I grew up as a science nerd, so I was really excited to get to kind of tap into that version of myself and the part of me that got made fun of and teased a lot. At the crux of the idea, the crux of what excited me about this film is the theme of connection. You know, the idea that you don't need a ton of friends to be happy, but you do need someone.
Growing up, I didn't have many friends. I had science.
You spend every weekend by yourself. No more science.
She could see that Erwin didn't have any friends and was struggling. So as a misguided attempt, which we do as parents, Aunt Tammy brings down the hammer and says no more science.
The first place winner of the science fair is going to be invited to attend SIT's elite summer science program.
The character kind of came really naturally to me, especially after talking with Allie at like a little mini table read. I really wanted to show that she has flaws as well, because I really like it when leads in movies have flaws and they're not just like perfect and it's only the side characters that have personal development. I really wanted to be able to show that.
What are you doing? A popularity chemical. It's gonna require a lot of chemistry. You could probably use a partner.
Aren't you gonna introduce us to your little friend?
He's not a friend. He's a colleague.
It was so much fun. Like every single scene was fun to film. I was just so excited to like get the film made and then be able to see it. I was like, okay, come on, I want to see it already.
The gum contains a chemical. When you chew it, the chemical is released, causing you to give off pheromones. It's as simple as that. I don't get it. This gum will make you popular.
I was a sort of a super nerd. I was in chorus and theater, so that's a 1-2 punch. But yeah, if I could have chewed gum, I would have had so many packs of gum in my backpack.
I think if you would asked me that a year ago, I definitely would have said yes. But now, I don't know. I'm a massive believer, especially now, with like, if you be yourself, the right people will find you.
Stay tuned. There's more coming up on Moviefone TV. Thanks for watching Moviefone TV. To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviefone.com. Find it, watch it.